going to be a long, cold day. Let's get to Łódź. And we are back in Łódź, and hopefully this time we can actually make the match. So for the people that joined after August, I was here last year for the Łódź Derby. I had to queue a while for the online sale, refresh the browser several times, but finally there was a ticket available and I bought it. I got the email confirmation, I downloaded the ticket to my phone, so I arranged the entire trip, like from the bus to Łódź, even in a hotel for one night. And so after checking into my hotel, I started filming, just the usual stuff for the intro, go around Łódź, and then went to the stadium. And it was a very good atmosphere, because they had like food trucks, beers, it was a good atmosphere, like talking to people there. Bought myself a scarf, and then it was time for the match. So I went to the gate and tried to scan my ticket. It would not let me in. I tried several times. I even thought maybe it's the NFC on my phone, so I turned that off, tried again, isn't there? And every time the security guy was just pushing me away, telling me to F off. So I went to one of the ticket counters and asked them, like, is there something wrong with my ticket there? They said no, but probably I needed it on paper or something. So they told me to go to, I think it was ticket booth 1. And ticket booth 1 at the Widzew Stadium is where you can go on match day to get the last tickets. So if there's any place open still, you go there for actual physical ticket. But yeah, by that time there were like 100 people there. That's piling up, trying to get the last tickets. And what I think happened was that while I was trying to make the payment for the ticket, someone else took it. Maybe like a fault of the ticketing system probably. But yeah, I came to Łódź basically for nothing. And I was very sour that day. But yeah, we're back here. I double checked this time. The ticketing portal shows my purchase. So we should be good. Anyways, there's still some time to go, so I'm gonna do what I did last time, explore a bit of Łódź. See you at the stadium. We're at the stadium. Looks like the fans are slowly making their way to the stadium. It's still a bit of time till the gates are opening, but I guess everyone's excited for this game, especially the police. So the current situation is Łks is in last place. After last night's game, 4 points behind Ruch, but they have a game in hand. The arch rivals are in 14th place. However, they are not safe from the relegation zone because they're just 2 points ahead of Pusha, and they're not really in the best form at the moment. So it will be a close, tense game. Both sides need a win. Looking forward to it. In terms of match prediction, I cannot really say. Both teams like I said, are in the similar situation, kind of in the similar form. It can easily go both ways, so I just hope for some excitement. I have to say, from the outside, it looks like a very nice stadium. I'm curious to see how it's inside. I was a bit worried to wait in Łódź for the bus back with an Łks scarf on me. So it would have been a couple of hours. But the solution is already provided me. They were not selling any scarves at the store, so I'll just buy it online for the collection. 30 minutes left. It's there's a good crowd in front. I see some Lech Poznan also and Bydgoszcz. So the atmosphere will be fine. Widzew is apparently allowed to attend the match too, so they had a march all the way from their stadium to here. So the atmosphere is going to be very spicy. So on this side is where the Łks Ultras are. I went for B3 and the away sector is there on H4. So I should have a nice view of both sides. And now I hope I don't get copyright claimed because of Miley. Moment of truth has arrived. I was weird there for a moment because the scanner was not picking up my QR code, but we're inside. The Łódź Derby is on. Let's You know, I have to test those. 15 zlotys. There were not any beers at this point. I think at some other point, but let's test it. I'll go hot one.
W ciągu zaledwie 60 lat jest niewiele zmian. Dziękujemy za to. Sędzia główny pan Szymon Łódź. Łks przegrywa z Widzewem 0.
Finally back in Katowice. So yeah, today was one of the more eventful matches I've been to so far. And I will start off with the major point that you'll probably will notice in the video. After Widzew scored the first goal, the atmosphere in especially my sector turned very hostile, and people started to accuse other people of being a Widzew fan. And one of the persons next to me, I think, also started towards me, probably because I was recording the Widzew celebrations and the pyros and not wearing a scarf. So some boomer started barking at me, but once I barked back at him, he immediately switched to the person behind me. But that person was just a normal dad who took his son to the game, and both were supporting LKS. But yeah, the hypocritical part is that this person in question was more busy during the entire game, talking with his boomer buddies and complaining about everything instead of actually supporting his team. And I totally understand that this derby, causes for more emotions among the fans, but to start fights among your own fans is not the way to do it. So yeah, after that event, I toned a bit down the recordings of Widzew moments. So I missed the 2-0 and also the last pyro action of their fans. Anyways, enough about boomers. The match itself, first half, both sides were just horrible. Like both teams could not pass a ball. It was actually kind of boring. Nothing really was created. In the second half, LKS continued with the first half with their bad passing, but Widzew picked it up, and there were more highlights from their side. So it deserves a winner, in my opinion. The atmosphere until that point was great. Passionate support from both sides. During halftime, it looked like some LKS fans tried to get to the Widzew sector, and the police had to use flashbangs. Anyways, I'm glad I ticked off one of the Łódź stadiums. There's only one left there. It's a nice stadium. Lots of catering options. The food was good. There was no beer as far as I could see, but probably that's because of this match. And for me personally, it was handy that there was a train station with an intercity connection right next door. So I had the train within like 15 minutes. But yeah, as always, thanks for joining me this weekend. It was a bit it was a bit eventful today, but yeah, that can happen with city derbies. So please like and subscribe. You know what to do, and we'll see each other next weekend. Bye bye.